Good afternoon, all. Camelback Trading 2724 coming to you this Thursday afternoon on December 12th. You're looking at the market profile on Window Trader of the SPY ETF. And boy, oh boy, where do we start? Well, we said yesterday we were in a very, very tight 4-day balance and the spring was tightening. We also said we had a triple top on the weekly that was either going to get blown through or we're going to get rejected at it and eventually test last week's low. Well, we got our answer this morning shortly after the opening as we just ripped right through this 4-day balance without even looking back. In A period, B period came along, went higher, and then things changed a little bit in C, which we'll get to in a moment. Our initial balance had a $4 range, right? Never took out the initial balance. Remember, we had a $2.50 range for 4 days. We had $2.60, $2.70 in A period. I told you when it goes, it's going to go. Well, it went. All right, let's widen this. Not obviously, but I did nothing in A period. Once it shot up, it just ripped. I wasn't going to get in the way. B period started, continued to rip. Now, I took a trade almost at the top of B period on the short side for 2 reasons. Number 1, we started tapering in the volume when we got to the top. Number 2, we were already up 1% on the day. I thought, now it doesn't mean it couldn't have gone higher, but I was prepared to sell some more if it did go higher. It was a great location trade at the time, for me, because I basically got the high, but it wasn't the best place to put a trade for no reason. But I didn't do it for just no reason. I did it because of what I just said and was prepared to buy more. Now, I didn't buy a lot, certainly didn't buy anywhere near normal size. And the way the market was moving, I certainly didn't have to. So when B period came in a bit, got out of it, turned out to be a nice trade. Then the next trade I took was a very good trade and for very good reasons. So, C period went back up. We started with single prints, right? C never could take out B's high, but we had a large set of single prints. And they came down and got filled rather quickly. I was pretty shocked at that. Didn't think that would happen. They got filled quickly, and we actually stopped the one-time framing up in C period. If this market was that strong at that time, and had a chance for a trend day up, you would think we would not. It's one thing to fill the single prints, which I didn't think would happen right away, but to not only fill them, but to stop the one-time framing up was a little telltale sign at that point. We still have not had a trend day hold since the end of October, even though we've been up, straight up basically. So D period came. I didn't short D when it went up. Right? Even though we stopped the one-time framing down, I was like, okay, we took it out by a couple of ticks, but let's see. But when D got back up and then started coming back in, right around the A level, and it kept churning and churning and churning. And I said, basically, what are the buyers getting that are long in B, C, and D at that time? And the answer was not much. So I took a pretty nice size put position here, and then it finally cracked. Went down. I wish I could say I covered. I held on to it all the way down here, but covered some as we went down in E, in D, and then in E period. It was a very nice trade. Those were the only 2 trades I did on the day. The only other trade I was thinking of doing and did not, and it also would have been a very good trade. So we one-time framed down from the high today, from the all-time high. Got into last month's range, right? So for a while it was touch and go for the buyers after ripping this high and then giving a lot of it back If you got accepted back into last month's range, which is 315.48, that could have been pretty ugly, but they rejected it pretty quick. So when G opened and basically got even with E and could not take out F's low, that would have been a very nice buy. It got 6 cents above last month's high. I would have known my out. If G had come down and taken out F's low, I would have said, forget it, let's see how much more they want to take away from this day. But they never did. So that would have been a very nice trade to ride up, because you finally stopped the one-time framing down. You could have still, could have taken some off at F's high because we were still one-time framing down. And then once we stopped the one-time framing down, take it, so hold on to it and take some off. I mean, it would have been a very nice trade. But I didn't do it. And it obviously becomes our afternoon pullback low. Now, the only thing we have to lean on, besides the high and the low today, is the afternoon pullback low. We were 8 wide. And then when K decided to shoot up again, never got close to coming back to 9 wide. Didn't get a price probe, but they did their darndest at the top. All right, destinations. So the upside will be our all-time high right now, until we have a pre-market all-time high of 317.99. That'll be our only destination on the upside. Now, one other point. Our volume is 86 million right now, with the after hours still to come. So we're going to do at least 90, maybe 95 million. That's pretty impressive. We haven't done 90 to 100 million in a while, and the times we've done it have been on the downside. So it's pretty impressive when we finally blew through this balance that we had such good volume. That's pretty impressive. So 317.99. For the downside, your first destination right now, until you get more market generated information tomorrow, will be the afternoon pullback low of 315.33. Then today's low of 314.77, and then 313.84, which is 9 wide from December 11th. Odds are going to be very, very good that you're going to get some really big chop inside of here, because your destinations are falling wide apart. I haven't spoken about that in a while. It's like water seeking its level. Well, price is going to seek its level. Until price finds somewhere that it wants to go, it's going to chop all over the place, right? Look, it's exactly what it did today. We thought we found a place to do two-sided business here. Nope, those week longs puked out, and then finally here we did 8 wide. So in A period tomorrow, it's going to be chopping all over the place because of that, as price seeks its level. Let's go to the charts. So the monthly is now one-time framing up for 2 months, and we still have that gap. Very healthy. You realize, since we had the outside month up, right? The outside month up closed at 303.33. I said that's very bullish to have an outside month up. Well, we traded 318 today. So a month and a half later, we're up 15 points since that outside month up. Pretty good telltale sign. Now, it is a monthly, and it takes longer to work out, but pretty good, right? Weekly, we had a 4-week balance. Right now, we blew through the top of it. We have 1 day left to go in this week. Right now, I'm calling it balance to up. If we close above 315.48, tomorrow I will certainly call it up in the weekly. All 3 time frames right now look like they're going to be up. And the daily, right? We had that little 4-day balance here that was very, very tight. We said the spring is getting tighter and tighter. Well, it exploded through it today and took everything else with it. Now, right now, our all-time high is in the regular trading session. So we'll see if that holds. I mean, our last all-time highs recently, the bunch of them, they've all gone higher in the after hours or the pre-market. So far, this one is held. Hope you had a good day trading today. Have a great evening, and I'll see you at 9 a.m. tomorrow.